When it comes to the Republican thugs in Congress, they've demonstrated time and again that they don't just not care about the environment, because that would be problematic in and of itself, but they actually hold contempt in their hearts for the environment, because every single time they gain power, anytime they gain control of all three branches of government, they take steps to actually harm the environment at the behest of their corporate funders. Now, recently, they have basically waged war on the environment, and they're starting by trying to abolish the Environmental Protection Agency. So the Huffington Post explains Representative Matt Gaetz has drafted a bill to completely abolish the Environmental Protection Agency, according to an email obtained by the Huffington Post. The freshman congressman sent the email on Tuesday morning to lawmakers who might co-sponsor the legislation, which would shutter the EPA by the end of next year. Our small businesses cannot afford to cover the costs associated with compliance, too often leading to closed doors and unemployed Americans, Gaetz wrote. It is time to take back our legislative power from the EPA and abolish it permanently. What really annoys me about this is that these Republican thugs love to curtail environmental protections, and they claim to be doing it under the guise of protecting small businesses. But when they are talking about small businesses, really they're talking about the biggest businesses in the world, the oil and gas companies like ExxonMobil, who have a vested interest, who have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders to be profitable. And part of that profitability comes with them destroying the planet. And furthermore, even if they were genuinely concerned about small businesses, which they're not, just big businesses who give them financial contributions, wouldn't you think that those small businesses would benefit from having a planet that, I don't know, is habitable? Because if you don't have a planet that's habitable, if you have a planet that's destroyed, then you can't have any business, you can't have an economy. But that's not all. These Republican thugs are also doing more things to terrorize the planet. The House of Representatives is moving to allow drilling on more than 40 national parks across the country, and oil companies would be able to drill with almost no regulatory oversight, and the National Park Service would have virtually no control over them. Now, additionally, earlier this week, lawmakers in both houses announced bills to block the stream protection rule, an update to regulations that the Department of Interior finalized toward the end of President Barack Obama's tenure. The update overhauled requirements for coal mining operations in order to avoid mining practices that permanently pollute streams, destroy drinking water sources, increase flood risk, and threaten forests. And finally, the Republican Party has given the oil and gas industry a tremendous amount of power recently. Vox explains that using the little-known Congressional Review Act, the House GOP voted on Wednesday to kill an Obama-era regulation that would require publicly traded oil, gas, and mining companies to disclose any payments that they made to foreign governments, including taxes and royalties. So they are wanting to abolish the one governmental agency that already doesn't have enough power. They just want to completely abolish it. They want to make sure that our drinking water is polluted. They want to make sure that our national parks are destroyed and that these greedy companies can extract more oil from them. And they've already voted to confirm the CEO of ExxonMobil as our Secretary of State. So, I mean, look, why don't we just cut out the middleman? Just leave Congress and allow the oil and gas companies and the CEOs and all their workers to just work for Congress, just run Congress and make bills and pass bills through Congress, because that's what the Republican scumbags in Congress are actually trying to do. They want to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. They want to do things to actively destroy the environment. They want to push through pipelines that burst and destroy the environment and threaten our clean drinking water. I'm talking about DAPL. I'm talking about the Keystone XL pipeline. They're reprehensible. They are reprehensible. So what we need a nationwide resistance that is severe, that's so overwhelming that these Republican scumbags actually step down and resign from their chairs.
Support this podcast by joining the independent progressive media revolution today at humanistreport.com.